Okay, now I have my microphone and earphones plugged in properly, so we can start this video. Once again, my name is Tim Grady. I'm coming from Walton, Oklahoma, USA. Um, Subject today is going to be back to Eden growing method. Um, the difference between back to Eden using mulch instead of prop or compost comes back from the forest garden and some of the other methods from permaculture. Um, it really wasn't, it didn't really come out of permaculture per se, but it sort of did. Um, if it was permaculture, this would be a zone 4 or 5 gardening method, even though it can be brought down into a zone 2, 3 gardening method. And again, as referring to my last video, get the book, get familiar with the verbiage, the uh, permaculture design principles, and then start observing nature so you can start applying them properly to yourself and your needs. Now, back to Eden is not a magic bullet. It is not a way of, it is a lazier man gardening. It is not a total lazy man garden. You still have to weed. I don't think this is the original book, but I think this is close to one of the original books. Uh, but that's not the one for the actual Back to Eden. Again, when it comes to homesteading, what was the original one? I can't remember what the cover looked like. That may be, that might be, no, that's not the original. But a lot of people have improved and a lot of people have made myths and made a lot of money on myths. So let's go back to this YouTube. You are not going to learn anything in 4 to 20 minutes. Over 20 minutes. And again, a lot of these are trying to sell you ideas instead of giving you the concepts where you can build them for yourself. Basically, what Back to Eden is a non tilling the soil method. If you actually rototill the soil and rototill the manure and the wood chips to start your mulching action, you will retard the growth for 2 to 3 years. That is not a myth. Now, a concept called lasagna gardening, you can look it up. That you can learn in 4 to 20 minute video. So, that Back to Eden movie would probably, I think that is the original or one of the close to original documentaries on it. And let's go down here a little ways. This lady's right. It is not a magic. It is, you still need to weed. It is still a gardening method. It is still, it is a very good way of growing, but it is not growing everything. There are a lot of advantages to it with the wood chips and So when it does rain, it holds the water in longer. There are a lot of really good forest garden. If you're coming from the permaculture design, this would be in the forest garden type gardening. And from the forest garden to the hugelkultur. And a lot of people mix up hugelkultur with the Back to Eden method, even though they're very similar, but they are very distinct differences. This lady, I didn't watch the video, but just from, we covered half the garden in wood chips. 2 years later, soil tests reveal the impact. Now, if you didn't mix it with the manure, it's not the Back to Eden. And this guy is right. You do have to, it's not a just mixing your manure and wood chips, even though that would be successful. You do have to do like this guy here, and you have to amend the soil. And it depends what your base soil is. You're still going to need to do a base soil test before you start. You're still going to need to do your NPK, unless you're going to do a lasagna garden and you're going to put a growth barrier and a weed barrier and only build it up above the existing soil. And yes, you can do the Back to Eden growing method on a parking lot. And it has been done very successful. Now that's on the experimental edge of Back to Eden method. But I'm just trying to introduce the concept of Back to Eden. Here's it appears to be a lasagna gardening type thing. And there's a lot of concepts that can go alongside and be added to or help the Back to Eden growing method. I was trying to look up the original book, but I couldn't find what the actual original book was. I have it, but it's down where I cannot access it right now. But again, it is a mulching technique. It comes out of the forest garden technique. It is similar to hugelkultur, but it is not hugelkultur. And again, a lot of these methods are very similar because they're using the same principles. Is it a very good method? Yes. Is it easy? Yes. Is it a lazy man gardening? Yes. It is almost lay down, set up, and forget. Does it work well with perennials? Yes. Does it work well with a scattering seed gardening? Yes. But when you do those methods of perennials and scattered seeds and asparagus and rhubarb and other plants like that, there are things you need to do because those are special plants that need special nutrition. Some of them need high acidic soil. Then you change your ratio from manure to wood chips or cellulose and things you do to add it. Some of those you may need to add. But again, the more you educate yourself on the system before you do it, the more success you'll have when you actually understand what you're trying to do. And you can accidentally make mistakes that put it more into hugelkultur or put it more into the lasagna garden, and it still can be somewhat successful. But if properly applied, and I'm thinking that this is the original book, Back to Eden Organic Gardening. It does lend itself to a non-monoculture growing system. So with that said, this video is hitting 11 minutes. So this is just an introduction to the Back to Eden growing method. if you're going to look into this, look into lasagna gardens, look into hugelkultur, look into the other methods that are surrounding it to get more information on how it works and what won't work. And this lady is correct. Let's see, this lady up here. Right here. Back to Eden gardening. No weeding. It's a lie. It is a lie. You do need to still weed. But if you start bringing in some of the principles from permaculture design, you can mix some of those weeds in to where it helps or even the edible weeds. So again, this is getting long. This is just supposed to be introduction to the system. And I will leave it up there. Out here.